What's up, everybody? It's Abby here with
Siobhan. Hi, y'all.
and I've been meaning to get Siobhan in front of this camera for so long, probably since mid-August, because we have like an interesting story. We actually were former co-workers, and now we're like current co-workers again. I always get like really confused on how to say that when I introduce you to people.
We just been co-workers. So
Yeah. All right, so we'll give you a brief overview of like the story. Y'all know I moved to Dubai and I started teaching, and then somebody popped up in my inbox.
me. And let me tell you why I popped in her inbox. Because where we came from, the level of stress at work was so high that it felt like at that point that was all there was to life, was to work and come home and sleep enough and reset enough to have the gall to keep coming back. And so when I just saw the amount of happiness that Abby just had on her face, and she was getting into her photography and videography, I was like, wow, like something about this happiness and the source that it's coming from, I just have to find out. So that's what made me slide in her DM.
In this particular situation, since I referred her to my institution, to my school, it was a referral. And the video that I'll eventually make is about referring people and how you can decide or decipher if you want to go ahead and take that, what at times can be a risk. So I'll tell you, I didn't tell her anything about this right now. I'll tell you why I had the confidence in referring you to my institution, because you know there's always concerns and stuff like that when it comes to people that you know or that you're familiar with working at your job.
I agree.
All right, so here was one of the reasons why I was cool with referring her. We were not friends. We were acquaintances. And how that helped me is that if she was messing up, I could tell her about herself because she wasn't necessarily inside of my friend circle. She's a cool person, which is good to know. Like, oh, she's cool. I worked with her. She's, she ain't got no drama as far as I'm concerned. But because we weren't like best friends or like tight friends, you don't have to worry about saying like, oh man, I'm gonna hurt her, or if she does bad, I don't know how I'm gonna tell her, or if my boss says I need to deliver a message or anything like that. I don't have to be worried about giving you hard or bad news. So that helped me. The other reason I was comfortable referring her is because I saw her work ethic already. I knew she come and was in a very demanding program, and I knew that she was co-teaching with a dope teacher who I had seen in previous places before already. And shout out to you. I had already seen, this is why I tell people to behave themselves everywhere they go. I first met Hannah, or maybe not even met, was I knew about her from a school that she worked at previously. And then we worked at the same school. And knowing that you were in her classroom, I know she wasn't going to play no games with you.
This is true. And I'm just, I think that I was nervous asking because I'm definitely a super like do it myself kind of person, and I got to figure out my own way. But I think like it had a lot to do with God, like pushing me that I need to start asking for help, that this is not something, like the places that he wants to take me, I'm going to need a helpmate in getting there. And I really feel like he put Abby in my life to help me like bridge that gap. I always knew I wanted to teach abroad, but my last year of working where I was so uncomfortable, and I felt like it was a good time, and God was pushing me to make a decision on what was my next step. And like just seeing Abby's happiness and how, literally y'all, I feel like I talked to Abby and I sent her my resume, and like 4 days later, like I had an interview, and then I had the job. Like everything happened in a flash. And I had literally paid for every teaching service. I paid for Search Associates. I signed up for TeachAway. I was emailing places. I was getting ready to pay for a job fair, like the International Teacher Job Fair. And like it was nothing but God that I feel like he prepared me to have the conversation. And then also connect me with Abby, who was so friendly and so welcoming and open to referring me. So
and that's great for me to hear. I just want to let y'all know that's not thunder. It's Dubai fountains in the back of us. All right, so we'll shift over a little bit. Okay. But I'll tell you what, a third reason. What was my third reason for referring you? Oh, my third reason is because you was actually hungry to teach. And I don't know if you remember me telling you this. I said, if you can teach with absolutely nothing, be prepared, and you can teach with absolutely nothing. You can teach ELL students. She had taught in like now what would be 2 to 3 different totally complete settings. So I said, if you can teach with nothing, you can teach ELL, and now you can come to a school where you can practically teach with almost anything you can imagine, you are going to be one of the dopest teachers on the planet. And I wanted to be a change agent in that, knowing that she was hungry to teach. It wasn't like I'm necessarily just only trying to escape my current situation. It was that I want to teach, and I need to be in a place that allows me to teach. So that made me comfortable as well. I wasn't looking for anybody to do anything anyway, but I wasn't looking to be somebody's meal ticket into getting into an easy situation. Too many times people want to go places where it's going to be easy. They want something that's simple. I just want to go in, give the kids some worksheets, and dip out. And I was very candid with her, like, if you come here, it's going to be hard work. And if you're ready for the hard work, you will improve as a teacher. If that's what you want, then, that's what we can offer here where we are.
And I will be the first to say that, like, even now I have friends that are asking me a lot of questions about teaching abroad. And I will say, for the kind of school that I'm at and a lot of schools that are comparable to the UAE, that coming here is not like a vacation or like a getaway from where you are. It's a whole new commitment. You're in a whole new place. My school is very well resourced. I have a lot of resources, but that also means that the expectations are higher, and that every day I'm challenged to continue to rise to the occasion. And sometimes the occasion changes right in the middle of what I'm doing, that I already thought I was rising, but it's like, you gotta go a little bit more. So this opportunity, or this is really a privilege, and it's not something that I take lightly. And not only just because Abby invited me, but because referred me, but because I know that, like, God put me here, and I need to make sure I'm doing my part in sustaining what He's trying to build in my life. And so I'm even struggling. I talk to her daily about it. Like, when people, come in my inbox asking me, and I know that, like, this is my friend, but I don't know if I should refer them. And I'm like trying to maintain that friendship, but at the end of the day, like, who you refer is a reflection of you. And I know that every time that I'm teaching, I know I'm a reflection of Abby. Even though I'm building my own name at the school and everything, I know that a lot of people like tie me to her because she is somebody who was a major part of me being here. So I don't take that lightly. And I just, it's such a big, like, rift that I have within myself. Is like, do I extend this out? Because I don't know.
What I would say is that, number one, there's no guarantee. So when it comes to referring people, there's no guarantee that position or that is going to open up for you. So first of all, if you ask somebody and they decide to oblige your request, understand that is not a guarantee yes. Like, it's not like I had the biggest pool. It was the opportunity presented itself and she was able to come. So people who are asking for referrals, that person, do not put so much stress on that person as if they're supposed to go up to their boss and ask them every day, you gonna hire my friend? You gonna hire my friend? That's not how it works over here.
And also be someone that someone will want to refer. Like, I know some of everyone changes and grows, but also, like, as a reflection of your teaching practice and where you are, be doing the things that are building towards you being able to sustain yourself when you get here and you're by yourself. And it's not a whole lot of guidance. You're kind of thrown into it, and you do have some support, but a lot of it, you just have to just get up and learn, even on your own.
Well, another thing is that when somebody actually does get the job, like Siobhan got the job, as soon as I heard that she got the job, my stress level went up immediately. Like, it was like super duper high, not for her, but just I wanted so bad for her to be successful in a situation that now I was, in a sense, I felt responsible for bringing her to. So I was worried about a number of different things, from the processing of her getting over here. I had, like, practically nightmares of being like, I won't believe that she's here until she is here. And even the day that she got here, I felt bad that I wasn't here because I was out of the country and I was returning like that day.
I was asleep.
She was asleep, but I felt, and I still feel, a great sense of responsibility for her success. And and low key for her happiness. Not that all the Alon sisters didn't threaten me low key, and your family, but you know, I know that everybody has their concerns about their people and making sure that they're okay. And because you had a person that you can say, she helped me get here. If anything went wrong, there was gonna be some questions, and I'm pretty sure some repercussions. So I just wanted to make sure that she was good. So I had to try not to be a helicopter. I said earlier that she, you know, we weren't friends. We are friends now, but I had to make sure I wasn't a helicopter friend, and I let her figure things out by herself and give her the opportunity to ask for help, and not just assume that she wanted everything done for her. I don't know if you noticed that I was trying to do a lot, and then how I tried to back off and let you do your thing. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that. I feel like I was more so trying not to be a burden onto you. Like when I first moved here, well, Abby was a part of the orientation team, so that helped. Everything that I really needed, like she was always there, and she always like looked out for me in like the most major ways. Especially since a lot of people come here as couples, and like they have like that help person. Like Abby was my help person. She took me shopping outside of she doesn't even have a car, but she figured out a way to get a car for me to do and take care of some business, and I really appreciated it. But the biggest thing, and also one of my fears that I have when I recommend people, is because I'm just wondering what they expect from me. Once they get here, because I don't know if I'm at that Abby level of support. Like I am always mental and, you know, support, but I haven't acquired all those connections. Like the way Abby supported me was like, she even put me in contact with other people that helped me in other ways. So my biggest thing was I didn't want to be a burden to her. Like I knew that I did have her in my corner, but I never wanted to take advantage of that. And I never wanted to be a source of like stress on her in any way. If anything, like when we started to have our friendship, like I wanted to be a source of peace for her the way that she had been for me. So, and I think I'm a Cancer. I'm big about that. Like I feel like I'm a pretty good reader of emotions, and I try, like I'm usually the motherly, nurturing friend of my group. So when Abby was extending that to me, I definitely wanted to make sure I wasn't overbearing, because I know in the past people have been that way with me and I didn't like it. And I think Abby would be down for whatever I needed. I know she would do it out of love, but just in my own right, I wanted to make sure I didn't add any unnecessary stress on her. So after I got my house and everything together, I pretty much was a lot like hands off with Abby. Like I didn't want to ask her for too much. She cooked for me all the time, and she made me smoothies and things like that. And when I got sick, she really helped nurse me back to life in one day, y'all. What was it? Oregano oil. Go get you some.
Vitamin C, all that stuff.
And one day. But and I think if you're coming here, especially on the strength of a friend, like don't overwhelm them. Because a lot of times when the school year starts, they're already overwhelmed. Don't add any extra weight that that you could carry on your own if you had to.
All right. So key things to kind of put things in perspective for anybody who's looking to teach internationally, or you're already international and you got friends or whomever, pretty much asking for the hookup.
Be worthy of the hookup.
Be worthy of the hookup.
Write that down at the bottom.
I will.
Be
worthy of the hookup. 2, it's not the key, right? It might not be the key that opens the door. It might be a no. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta deal with it. My suggestion, honestly, I would suggest that it's not your friend, or definitely not a close friend, because you need to be able to tell that friend what's good, like what the exact deal is, without you having the anxiety of, oh, they won't be my friend anymore. So I would say let your friends visit you and go back home. Don't refer your friend to work. It's
or let them apply on their own.
It's actually not. It's working with friends can be very difficult as well. Like bringing a friend in, especially if their work ethic is not up to par. So please be careful. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you to be aware. If you're gonna refer a close friend, it's just like if you were to move in with your best friend and you find out so much more about them since you were in close quarters. It's the same situation. So bear those things in mind before you do. When they do come, look out for them. But then both of y'all, set realistic boundaries on saying, if you were to go through anything, I would not want you to not tell me so that I couldn't help you. And with your concern of you getting overbearing, if you were to get sick or to get hurt, I wouldn't want you not to contact me to say, it's the weekend, I want Abby to chill. Because that would frustrate me more than me being able to support you. Yeah? So don't worry. I guess for me or whatever. Don't worry about saying if it's too much. I think I'm old enough now or big enough now to say I can't. And that's one of the reasons why building a friendship after the fact, we can still have that honesty to say yes or no, I don't want